Hey guys, before you start this episode of Star Notes, it is heavily filled with spoilers. So if you haven't watched any of the Lion King movies, please do so after this.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Star Notes. The topic of the day today is the Lion King franchise, but not just the 1994 one, but everything, including the live action and the new Mufasa movie. Kind of like the topic today is sort of like how bad Disney kind of screwed up with the live action Lion Kings compared to the 1994 version. So starting out, what did you guys think about the 1994 original Lion King animated movie?
That's the cartoon one, right?
Yeah, the cartoon.
Okay. Personally, I think it's a classic. It's very good. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. Yeah, it's a classic.
I would say that I'm not as big of a fan of the first Lion King as everybody else, but the music in the first one is really good.
I think the cartoon one, I think is like the only one I've actually ever watched. But
I think that's the only one you would ever need to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The live action ones are pretty unnecessary.
as I say, the animated one, I love it.
Man, the animated one is just like, there's no beating the animated one. Right. But what is like this trend Disney's doing where they just keep doing live action after live action of just things that worked in the past? Let's just go into the 2019 live action one. So it's a general consensus. It didn't really perform as well.
Well,
would
I
say.
would have expected it to perform well because Beyonce was in it, and people love Beyonce.
There's
But
one with
Beyonce
Beyonce.
cannot act.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Beyonce
which one had
cannot
Beyonce?
Beyonce can't act. And sorry, Beyonce. No, matter of fact, disclaimer: we have to thank Beyonce for even being in that movie.
I think it's low-key part of the reason it did so well, though.
Well, John Oliver as Zazie ruined it for me. That's all I'm going to say. Just no. No.
I think sometimes Disney messes up when they do like movies with too many high-profile celebrities. It kind of doesn't do well.
Would you definitely say then you would prefer the animated one over the live action one?
I prefer.
It looks odd to me, you know?
I mean, live action wise, the only one that I feel like that could have been a live action one instead of the Mufasa movie was not the second one. I think it might be the 1.5 one with Timon and Pumbaa, and we find out how they met. Like, that is my favorite Lion King movie.
That could have been a standalone thing, but they did already do a 1.5.
Yeah, unpopular opinion for me personally. I personally think the 2019 Lion King is actually pretty good. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's better than the
Than the original, hell.
I don't think it's better than the original, but it definitely is a decent movie. I think Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, I think his role along with Beyonce and the other famous actors and actresses in that film did the movie justice. I think where it's lacking is animated department because it kind of gives us this uncanny valley sort of view, you know?
I'm confused though.
Yeah.
If they did the first live action with, why would they do the Mufasa movie with different
Yeah,
people
okay,
than
that's
they did the first live action one?
Yeah,
I mean, they could
actually,
have died or something.
yeah,
No,
but it's actually.
we know Simba didn't die.
Let's actually get into that because that was to be my next question. Do you think Mufasa the Lion King was necessary? Right, they redid the live action Lion King. It kind of flopped. It did 50% Rotten Tomatoes. That's not good for Disney standards, but that is kind of normal considering recent Disney movies. But did they really need to have Mufasa the Lion King be a live action? I think it would have been better as a 2D.
Yeah, it would have been better as a 2D.
100%. Does this seem like a cash grab? I feel like,
I feel
honestly,
like it's a cash
It
grab.
definitely is a cash grab.
it feels like a cash grab.
I would have preferred this movie as a 2D movie, like back to Disney's old art style.
Right.
It would have done way better. Same story. If it was in the same storyline in a 2D animated movie.
And I guess for viewers who haven't watched it, I guess we could just read through the synopsis of like Mufasa the Lion King for people who haven't watched it.
This movie essentially is about like Scar finding Mufasa. Okay, so his family takes him in. Scar's family takes Mufasa in, and essentially they grow up together. Essentially, to me, the movie is kind of like a love triangle about like Scar's in love with another lioness, but the lioness loves Mufasa. And I feel like that's how they break up. But there's a lot of different other things that, happen in between. But that's kind of the general. They were pretty close before all of the betrayal and stuff happened.
So based on that alone, it doesn't really seem necessary to me. Like it just really seems like excess. Like they're kind of running out of ideas. So they're just they already went forward, right, with the other stuff. So now they're going backward, kind of like running out of ideas. That's just what I'm seeing from Disney's end.
Disney has
that
been
happened.
doing very well with movies.
I'd say one thing, though. Despite it doing so bad, in the box office, it did pretty well.
It's a
did really
Disney
well.
movie, right?
I think because it has that Disney name onto it, it did really well. I think because it has that Disney name, people are going to go out to see it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, this came out in the same time as Sonic 3, as well as Nosferatu,
Yeah.
I believe. So it was like heavy competition, and I think Disney did Disney come out on top? No, Sonic came out on top.
I think
that weekend.
Disney might be.
I believe.
May have been second place.
As I say, Disney's probably in the middle, like,
Yeah.
especially for
But
children who
I
want
will
to see it.
say, reviews-wise, a lot of people really liked the Mufasa movie. Like a lot of people.
A lot of people.
I would say, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a trending sound on TikTok. So
Speaking of sounds, we're doing a new thing today where we're actually going to react to some of these songs. So we have some of the songs from the Mufasa movie pulled up. We would play these for you, and we'll show you our live reactions to find out really if those reviews are, how they say, or they're just full baloney.
You say you're the king, but you lie. Around the shade out of shade.
and this is Lin-Manuel.
This is Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah. Is that who that is? The voice on it?
No, but I'm saying he
Oh, no.
wrote all the songs.
Oh,
he
he wrote
did
all
the
the
music
songs.
for it.
Right.
Oh.
You could tell he wants that Oscar. That's the actual song? He came up with this? Lin-Manuel, I'm sorry, I'm not a hater, but this is not.
I'm disappointed.
This is not it.
This
I'm
isn't the
sorry.
same person who wrote Hamilton.
I just don't understand why they say bye-bye like that.
But yeah.
Bye-bye.
It's really like bye bye bye.
No. Oh no. And you gotta keep in mind the cinematography's not good. Here.
Isn't it all animated?
This also looks like it's made with AI.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
CGI.
CGI.
Yeah. No, AI. Not
AI,
even. Yeah.
You never know, it could be.
I'm never watching this movie.
What is the context of this?
I'm never watching this
No
movie.
idea. No idea.
Like, I ain't even trying to hate. It's just not that good.
It's
I'm
just.
never watching this movie. You just certified as fake. And that is gonna be
Yeah,
stuck
alright.
in my head.
All right, and obviously people have bad songs, right? So we have another song.
What is it?
All I'm gonna say,
It's
viewers,
do you want to do the brother one?
if
'Cause
you
I feel
if
like
you
that
are
would be
watching this,
Brother?
Yeah, the
and
brother
looking
one.
at this, it is horrible. I'm never watching
Disney,
that.
why?
I'm never watching that, and I don't think you should either. But whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, right. That's right. When I am king, you're king. All the animals.
Why is it British?
So the thing about this movie is they had the American actor have a British accent, and the British actor have an American accent. And John, whatever Pierre, his name is something Pierre. He looks like Scar, but they had him play Mufasa.
They have a good British accent, though.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about that in a second. But why does it seem empty to me? I mean, I guess it's the African Sahara. but,
Savannah, yeah.
Not Sahara, Savannah, yeah. But it just seems like the variation in the environment's not.
Is it bad that this, in a way, sounds like something you hear from, Dora the Explorer?
No!
I
mean, that's wild.
I ain't gonna lie, this low-key a bop, though. This song.
It is.
Oh, just wait.
I mean, I think it's better than the last song.
Just the mouth movements are weird.
Yeah, it is.
It's
like
so
animals
weird.
talking.
Yeah, there's a reason why the 2D one is so good. But
say that it came to my face. What did you say? My brother. It's not a takes my brother. Stay away from my brother.
did you hear that?
I mean,
Did you hear that?
unpopular opinion. I think it's low-key decent. I mean,
Okay, well then, what would you say?
It's
know
trending
what?
It
for a
was
reason.
cringe, but which one of the two is the worst one?
Probably the last song.
Bye bye. No.
It's a TikTok sound. TikTok can make anything trendy.
I don't know. I think,
Anyways.
like I said, I think it's a bop. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like
I was
this
gonna say,
one
I
better
like this
than
one
the
better
other.
than the last one.
But still, obviously not all Disney movies are gonna have banger songs all the time.
Yeah.
But visually, I think is the
Lin-
main problem. you
I
know.
like Lynn gotta do better. Lynn,
Yeah.
you need to do better.
But just visually, it's just weird to see actual animals and mouths moving. It was really weird. It's not like the 2D one at all.
That's the thing again. I feel like the visual of it gives it this uncanny valley feeling, and it kind of the mouth movements and everything like that kind of works better in an animated format. But as for the songs, that Bye Bye one, not it.
But I gotta make a fair point, right? I never really like watched the live action Lion King because it's pretty much a spitting image of the original. But when I saw a clip of that brother song, I didn't know which one was Mufasa or Scar. Yeah, and that's an issue, right? Of course, if you watch the movie, you'll probably immediately tell. But they do not pay homage to the original designs at all.
In the original one, they look completely different. Like you can tell immediately.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of loses their charm a little bit. So that's why I'm a little bit confused why so many people like supposedly like this movie, even though it's like pretty low Rotten Tomatoes, like 58 is how much it got Rotten Tomatoes score. Do you think it should have been lower? Do you think it should have been higher?
I feel like after it came out, I feel like most people maybe watching it to hate watch or meme about it, kinda. That's my personal
Sort of like
opinion.
a Morbius, basically.
Yeah, like Morbius, that movie.
Oh, God.
But I don't think it's terrible. It's not one of Disney's worst films. But
That's true.
That's
Wish
true.
takes the cake for that.
yeah. I think Mufasa is like right in below average of Disney films, really. So
For
Disney
sure.
film wise, for you, what is it on a scale for?
let's
Like,
say
what
5
is-
stars.
It's 5 stars.
All right, yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
So
Five
for
stars.
Mufasa the Lion King, for me, solid 3.
3?
3.
3? That's
bad.
bad. You're being generous.
Yeah, I'm being
I
generous.
would go lower. I
Oh
would go
gosh,
lower.
I'm sorry, but I'm only giving it a 3 because at least they came up with the original idea. You know, as opposed to sort of.
I mean, to be
it's
honest,
an
like-
original storyline.
Yeah, I mean,
guess.
like nothing's ever gonna beat the original, so.
Nothing is going to. Even I would argue the sequel to the Lion King one is better than whatever.
It's
the hell
so
this is.
good, yes.
Yeah, and I didn't even like the sequel.
I would give it like a 1. That's very generous.
That's very generous.
Because, okay, music wise, especially who did the music for this movie, I expected it to be better.
Right.
That's fair.
Facts.
If you were to compare it to like Encanto, right? Yeah, like
Or
It's-
even
it's a-
Hamilton.
it's a-
or
It
even
counts,
Hamilton.
like- It's 0. Like, and I'm only giving it 1 because, like, a lot of people say it's good. So,
I think it's
but I'll never watch it.
deserving of 2.5 stars because I think for it to be 1 or lower, it has to be unwatchable garbage, and it's not slop.
Unwatchable garbage.
Unwatchable
I don't-
garbage.
I don't think it's
Unwatchable
unwatchable garbage,
garbage.
but
that Bye Bye song was kind of unwatchable garbage.
Unwatchable garbage.
a little
yeah.
bit. A little bit. But I think I stand with my decision for 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, what about you?
Just a clip from
Oh,
what
just
you've
these clips
seen.
from
Yeah,
what I
so
saw?
from what
Yeah.
you've seen, Emily, what would you rate this movie?
Probably, I don't know, maybe like 1.5, maybe, or like 2 stars.
That's
Just because, like, kind of like you said, like, if Lin-Manuel Miranda's the one that did the music, like, you expect it to be better, especially compared to, like, Hamilton or
He's been
Encanto.
flopping lately. I'm just gonna say like he like majority.
Because, I
of the
mean, he
movies-
was, like, a big star in Hamilton.
But you
so,
have
like,
to think about it. So he did the first Moana. Moana 1 soundtrack
yes.
slaps. Moana
Yes.
2, he did not. He didn't do Moana 2, so he could do this movie, and it's a flop. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. I love you, Lynn, though. Your SNL
Lynn, we love
skit
you,
was pretty
but,
funny.
but you need to maybe you need to take a break and figure out like.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind, to his defense, creating like music is hard,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
especially bangers after bangers after bangers. It's really hard
That's
to
what
make
I'm
a
saying.
noise.
Not
That's
all-
why I feel like
Plus, you don't really know what's
Yeah.
gonna, like, gauge, like, people's interest, I guess.
he's been on go since Hamilton. Like if you're gonna do a movie this big, like a Lion King movie,
Yeah.
give it some real thought. I feel like he threw whatever idea he had out of there, and because it was Lynn, it was like,
Would
okay.
that be his problem, or would that be Disney executives' problem?
I feel like Disney heard the song and said, you know
I was
what?
gonna say, it's
this
probably
is-
Disney executives, because
They-
I'd imagine he has to, like, go through them or something.
Right.
They were in the
Yes,
studio and
because he's
said,
done so well on past Disney
Yeah.
movies. It's like, okay,
Because you gotta keep in mind, it has to go through Disney. Hamilton
Yeah.
was kind of his own thing,
Yeah.
right? So maybe Disney execs are the problem, because that was the thing with Wish, actually. The actual songwriters for Wish, right? They had to go through execs, and the person who made it wasn't even a songwriter.
it's okay.
You know.
But I mean, like,
I'm sorry. This is the thanks I get is the worst song I've heard in all of cinema history.
Whatever.
And that does not change my
whatever.
mind.
You do not trust Ryan's judgment. But no, so the girls that did Moana 2, they ended up getting Moana because they did like a parody, not a parody type thing about the Bridgerton. Like they turned all of the Bridgerton episodes into a soundtrack, and so they ended up landing on Moana 2. But I feel like I don't know. I feel some type of way because Lin-Manuel should have did Moana 2, and now we get garbage Mufasa.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just the trend Disney is going. So you really got to think how much of this is his doing or a Disney executive's influence, right?
It's Lin Manuel.
They
He
heard
done got banger after banger after banger. Ain't nobody
Right.
listen to no execs about
They
Lin
heard
Manuel.
that Bye Bye song and thought it was the next coming to Michael Jackson.
Oh.
That's what the execs must have heard when they heard that Bye Bye song. 'Cause it was,
But you know what? I will
know.
say Disney do better.
Disney do
As
Disney
a,
that
as
is
a Disney adult, do better.
Disney. You really need to do better because
Yeah.
Sonic is outdoing you. What is it? Paramount is outdoing you. Like
Sonic
it's
is
Exactly.
creepy.
we literally did a Sonic Star Notes and that was like
Sonic
no.
is creepy.
No, Sonic was out of this world.
I'm just
pretty
saying,
much.
like the hedgehog CGI is a little creepy.
Okay, it's like even though the story was a bit it was a bit like childish. Like it was still
I don't
really
care, but I'm not talking
entertaining,
about the story. It could have been a great story, but it's still creepy.
yeah. Any final thoughts regarding Mufasa the Lion King?
My final thought is that I feel like Scar could have gotten a better like villain arc.
Okay.
His villain arc compared to other Disney movie like villains based off of this movie is trash.
Yeah, it was better in the original.
It was
so
better.
much better.
They
in the
could have
original.
stayed with the same thing in the original, but they changed the. I feel like they changed his storyline. If I'm being honest with you,
Yeah.
And he don't get a good villain arc, and I really like Scar as a villain.
Scar is actually one of my favorite.
One of my
villains,
favorite
yes,
villains,
as
so.
well. So I would say, yeah, I'm very disappointed how this turned out. Pretty much, the songs are just like, kind of the cherry on top of like being atrocious Disney slop. I would say that they've kind of gone on this downward trend. Hopefully, Zootopia 2, which is their movie this year. Hopefully they don't screw this up because if they do,
Well,
then.
Zootopia doesn't have any songs like that, and it's Shakira. So.
But you got you got to keep in mind like the stories they've been making aren't good either. Strange World 2022, worst thing I've ever seen. Right, the storyline of Wish, not good.
Okay,
Not
I understand
good.
Wish. I understand Wish.
The songs, okay, some of the
It's
songs.
not my
yes.
favorite, but I'm gonna defend it because it was good.
I think my final thoughts are Disney and other movie studios need to stop doing remakes.
Yes.
So unoriginal. Make up your
Lilo and
own.
Stitch remake.
Come up with your own stuff.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, make more movies. No more remakes.
We're not talking about Lilo and Stitch. This is a Mufasa movie. Give Lilo and Stitch its time to shine, and then we can talk about Lilo and Stitch.
Honestly, I'd probably say the same thing as Kahlil. Just, I don't know. It doesn't seem super original to just make remakes of stuff that's already like out there.
Do you think the Lion King franchise has fallen from greatness?
Yes,
Right.
100%.
I mean, I guess if you compare it to like the original one, I'd say.
100%.
Right.
I feel no. I think if you ask someone, if you think of, I think if you ask someone about Lion King, their first thought is still gonna be the 1994.
original.
1994 original.
I don't think it sullied its legacy. I think it probably that brother song probably made it more popular. I ain't gonna lie. People loved it. You seen the TikToks?
No, I don't really look at it. Anytime I see that, I swipe away. Yeah, no,
Listen
I'm
up.
sorry. Just, I personally feel like 1994, they should have stuck with that whole saga. And no one's going to remember these live action movies. Like,
A lot of people have been requesting Disney to go back to their original animation style.
and they,
yeah.
I feel like they should go back to the original animation style. I feel like, change probably is coming anyway, because they are other studios are experimenting with that already.
Yeah.
So,
Pixar is beating Disney right now. It's
Let's
Disney
put
Pixar war.
pen back to paper. No
Pen
more
back to
CGI.
paper.
No more AI stuff.
But speaking of which, our next topic for next week is actually going to be DreamWorks' new movie, Dogman. So that is exciting. It's probably going to be all of us again. So, stay tuned for that. But that wraps up this episode of Star Notes. If you want to leave your own thoughts on what you think about the Mufasa movie, leave them in the comments down below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more. And without further ado, we will see you all next week and have a good weekend.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out. Bye.